Welcome to Alpena, Michigan. Little blustery today. Captain Steve, his dad Rich. We're here in the port of Alpena again, Thunder Bay, and we're gonna just troll up and down the shorelines, trying like heck to catch a really nice mixed bag of early season fish. We're targeting a lake trout, obviously, and stay tuned. It's Alpena. You know we're gonna catch fish. What do you think, Steve?
It's a planted lake trout. It's about the average size out here. 5-pounder, I'm guessing.
So what we're doing today here while Steve grabs fish number 2, we've been in the water maybe a half an hour. We finally got our set. We're on a spot where there's not quite as many lake trout, if there is such a thing in Alpena, trying for some silverfish. But what you'll see today is we're fishing without the downriggers. What we really want to show you, especially guys like I'm a walleye guy, and we want to show you that you can convert to this silverfish and trout fishing using this Traxstech rail mounted system that we got. And we wanted to film today's show completely without the downriggers, because so many guys, Steve, really say, you know, I really don't have use for the downriggers. I don't like using downriggers. These copper dipsy rods or copper flatlines are awesome for catching fish, are they not?
Catch most of my fish. We will catch some on the downriggers, but early season like this, fish are all pretty shallow. You have no need for a downrigger, so you don't have to have that large expense to get into this type of fishing.
Oh yeah, I see that fish on the surface already. And I'll tell you what, we've had this conversation many times, but since the invasion of the gobies, the lake trout, the flavor and taste of the lake trout has completely changed in the Great Lakes, hasn't it?
They're very mild on Lake Huron side. Their main diet is goby. They're not the alewife type of lake trout, so they're real mild, real firm meat.
Wow. Little
nice chunky
Alpena
fish.
gold right there. If it's got green and it's got spots, kind of, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
It's an
light
awesome.
green, dark green there.
And really, it's just about bright colors, is it not? Just when you're lake trout fishing, just showing them plenty of bright colors.
I like the bright colors. This one's not superly bright with the green, but it's got the greens and the UV and the spots. Anything with spots seems to work great. That looks like a natural fish. Got all his fins.
That's awesome, and that's really one of the things that's most impressive right now about the Great Lakes is just that natural reproduction we're starting to get.
The lake trout in Lake Huron here, they say, is 70% natural reproduced up here. So
Awesome.
far we got one of each. One plant, one natural. And another one.
And another one. I guess, did he come off?
I don't know. Could be a salmon.
Jumped out of the hole nice. Look at this. Little more Alpena gold. I tell you what, you're convincing me, Steve, that if I had a favorite place in the whole world to fish, this would be one of those competitive spots where I'd have to say I love coming here. Mostly because you see wide open mouths coming so many times a day to the boat.
Steady action from
Oh yeah.
April to October. Same green and blue spoon.
Take a look. Show that. We'll show that spoon off again, Steve-O. But that
Fish are liking it today.
They are loving that spoon.
Brand new Dreamweaver UV Super Slim. Right out of the box this morning.
This is awesome. Captain Richard is steering perfectly. I'm in anticipation of, yeah, that spoon does that.
Another natural lake trout.
Fills your live well up with some awesome size fish. Great average size fish here in Alpena.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Crestliner, forged with strength defined by durability. Mercury Marine, go boldly. And MotorGuide.
Welcome to Alpena. Absolutely love how these little yellow offshore boards track.
Double,
Yep, other side, flying back. Doubles are so common, Steve, are they not?
doubles, triples, and quads.
Exactly, are so
Non-stop
common.
action.
You can't really effectively fish these presentations with just like a couple guys. I mean, when you're walleye fishing, it's different, but when you're salmon fishing, you're gonna get doubles on. You gotta be all over your boards, all over your riggers. Today we're not using the riggers, but you know, you just have to be prepared for a lot of action, and that action can come in groups. I mean, to get doubles and triples and quads, last year I think we had quads twice. I mean, when you got 4 rods going, and that's where having these extra rod holders on the rail mount is really important. We had that. We've got the shoot rod holder, because sometimes you just got to grab a rod and just peg it and just say, you know,
Drag
it's going to drag them along and just take them in order.
Get the closest one to the boat first. And
I love this place. I have no idea what I got. This one's actually acting weird. Like it's pegged right down deep, like it's, I don't know what it is.
a little run for you.
It's a great
Staying
fish.
down, nice fish.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
A little bigger.
That's what we're looking for. Just whacking them. Fish after fish after fish. How's yours looking, Steve?
Feels pretty nice too. Might be a twin to that one. One's another natural fish.
Another natural. Look at the size and the quality of the fish here. 4 in the first pass, and we missed 3.
Mm-hmm.
Love the quality of the fish here.
Looks some blue and blue-green spots. It's kind of like a dolphin series, blue. Another natural lake trout. There's 5 swimming already.
There we go, Steve-o. So Steve, talk to me just a little bit about these Super Slims and why they work so well here in Alpena.
The Super Slim spoons work really well because there's a lot of smelt in the system right now, and the narrower profiles of the Super Slim spoons give off the profile of the bait fish. The smelt and the gobies aren't real fat and wide like the alewife in like Lake Michigan, or traditionally here in Lake Huron.
Right, and you've got all these wild colors basically because that just picks up and imitates all the different color hues of the bait fish themselves.
Yes, this UV tape that they've been putting on the spoons lately, that gives off all kinds of different colors, the purples, the pinks, and the greens, all at different angles. When that spoon's bouncing around out there, it's giving off every color that the fish could want.
Well, I'll tell you what, the lake trout ate them today big time.
Non-stop, all morning.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Strike King Lures, tie one on. Lose, feel the difference. And Wave Pro, best ride on the water.
As you can see in the background, we're really far from shore. That's one of the other great things about the Port of Alpena and here out of Thunder Bay. I mean, literally, we drove right there in this bay, and in this cove is the Thunder Bay you see behind us. We're just working the outer point right here as it turns to go north up towards Rockport. And you know, one of the great things is that you can fish this area in almost any wind other than maybe a straight, strong east wind. Anything northwest, west, southwest, south, you can find really good protected water here, which really opens this fishery up here in Alpena to just a lot more days per year. So, you know, and you know, what you see in the background is really typical for Steve's fishing, you know, a light 1 foot wave, you know, it's just really comfortable fishing. It's not your typical Great Lakes have to have a huge boat. Of course, we're always fishing here out of our Crestliner 2050, which is only a 20-foot platform. So works great for this port and for this style of fishing. It's a nice one.
Double.
There's another one, double.
Got a double.
Doubled up.
That one, and go for the next.
Fish is out.
Grab that.
There we go.
Oh. The other 125.
Oh my goodness. There's something wonderful about this place. If you have never come to Alpena, Michigan and fished with Steve at CHUM BUCKET, or you know, once you get some confidence in this type of fishing, Steve will be the first to tell you, bring your own boat up here and just experience this fishing. It's unbelievable. It is probably right now equivalent. Steve's got a fish right here to show you. Just, you can get limits of beautiful grilling size, eating size Lakers, right, Steve?
Don't even need downriggers. We don't have a downrigger in the water right now, and we already got almost our limit.
Yep.
In the first hour and a half?
Hour and a half, exactly. You really got to experience this fishery. This is a world-class lake trout fishery.
Everyone's been real healthy. They're doing real good in this type of fishery with the bait fish we got now.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is a good one. 125 copper, speaking to us. Basically 75, 125, and 200 have been lights out all day long. And it hasn't really been one or the other. Steve, I noticed that all three of them have really produced.
In this ice cold water, these fish could be at any depth.
Yep.
Right now.
That's what's important about letting a spread out of lines, is just really, really letting the fish talk to you. And sometimes they say nothing, meaning it isn't, like we said, it's not one pattern. It's not like 200, 200, 200. No, it's 75, 125, 200, and it's all over. Then a low diver goes, and we're running a shoot diver today off of one of Jeff from Traxtech's Little Innovations, which is our offshore board holder, and on the back is this cool little shoot diver, which is great for either pegging a rod when you get multiple fish, or also what we're doing today with it, which is just putting a big mag dipsy on it and just ticking the bottom, and it's just a lake trout catching machine. But you know, it's a practical application. You've got that single rod holder so that when we each get a double and a triple goes, you can yank the triple, you can peg it, you can take the board off and peg it right there, or you can use it as a, like we are today, as just a shoot rod. I'll tell you what, Shane's lures are doing their job today. Dreamweavers are catching the fish. So today's fishing, what we were really trying to do is show the Traxstech system's capability of catching lake trout, salmon, silverfish, basically big lake trolling without the typical use of a downrigger. Now we've had this cap on our downrigger all day long, and what we've got is a spread. We've got a quad rod holder, tree rod holder here with our 4 board rods connected to our offshore boards. Then we've got dipsy rod holders, and then we've got a chute dipsy which comes right off of our board rod holder. And this Traxstech system offers fishermen, like a walleye guy, the ability to be super versatile. One of the other parts that we employed today in system fishing was our brand new Mercury 4-stroke outboard. The reason that's such a big part of system fishing when you're a silverfish fisherman is that typically we're going to want to fish at speeds from about 2.2 on the very slow side for slow lake trout, all the way up to 3.5 for aggressive steelhead, kings, and Atlantics. And this 4-stroke Mercury 225 does a great job of trolling all day long at closed throttle. And when you use the troll down features on our digital gauges, we're able to increase and decrease the speed, whether we're going with the wind or into the wind, to maintain absolutely perfect speed and boat control.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Offshore Tackle, leaders in trolling technology. Traxstech, the ultimate fishing system. And Garmin.
You know, Alpena is one of those recovery stories that just can't be ignored. You know, back in the early 2000s, 2002, 3, 4, the entire fishing system here on northern Lake Huron crashed. Fish were hard to come by. Lake trout, silverfish, perch, you name it. Everything was really, really depressed. And the fishing community here suffered. But the state of Michigan, in cooperation with the DNR, really is got to be credited with a huge turnaround here in the port of Alpena and in the Thunder Bay area. You can hardly go anywhere 20 to 30 miles north or south of this port and not catch phenomenal catches of lake trout and random catches of Atlantic salmon, coho salmon, and king salmon. This is a true recovery story on the Great Lakes. This fish is straight down, which is a really good sign. There's the leader. Now we're gonna have to be patient for sure. You might as well, if he's patient, I think we're fine, but because we're not gonna move it that much. I think you're fine there, Richard. Look at this fish. He just wants to go where he doesn't want us. Look at that laker. Oh, that's a big fish. I don't know. Yep. That is a big fish.
So powerful.
Right here you go, Chase. Oh my gosh.
You need a bigger net.
That's
another
a big
fish.
fish.
Doubled up.
Golly, Steve. You're going to show that one off.
Good scale. This guy swallowed that Dreamweaver Super Slim.
We're dragging one right here. You know, today's show, we had a specific emphasis. That was to go out and catch a limit for everyone in the boat, which we easily accomplished, and to do it without using downriggers. You know, a lot of times people look at salmon fishing on or lake trout fishing on the Great Lakes and they feel like they've got to invest ridiculous amounts of money into all kinds of equipment. Yes, you do need a rail-mounted rod holder system and a set of trees like you saw us run our Traxstech system today. But the most expensive components on that system are the 2 electric downriggers in the back. And what we wanted to show you is that in many cases, simply having the proper segmented copper lines along with the high and the low diver disc setups can accomplish almost everything other than the ultra deep water of the Lake Michigan side. You can catch tremendous numbers of fish with just a setup of rod holders and down diver holders. And it's really similar to what a walleye guy would use. You know, if you go to Lake Erie or Saginaw Bay, they're gonna have those flat line to the water diver holders as well. And so really, if your boat is equipped to walleye fish, your boat could be equipped very easily to salmon, trout, and silverfish fish. Hey, thanks for joining us here on Thunder Bay in Alpena, Michigan. Thanks to Captain Steve and his dad Rich. Chum Bucket Charters, if you're looking for an awesome trip here to whack lake trout until you're sick of it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again on the Fisherman's Digest.
Closed captioning brought to you by Wave Pro. Best ride on the water, online at waveproshock.com.